breakout players for the NFC East, man. And I know this guy, you may not think he's a breakout player, but I think based on the potential that he hasn't been able to meet, I think let's start with George Pickens for the Dallas Cowgirls. The fact that he's going into a new offense, a better wide receiver. Pickens, I know that he has CeeDee Lamb is going to get the majority of the shares. I think he's going to hurt CeeDee.
He's going into a better situation overall. Even as much as we dump on Dak, it's a better quarterback situation. Yep. It's a better wide receiver situation for him because it doesn't have to all be put on him.
A better, probably offensive play caller than Schottenheimer Jr. than Arthur Smith.
Probably.
Right? There we go. So, all right, next, moving on. My Giants, Wan'Dale Robinson. I think Wan'Dale Robinson, who's a wide receiver 67 right now, who's ranked in the draft. This dude he gets targets, bro. He gets targets. He's not a guy that's going to get you 15 touchdowns or whatever the case may be. But, man, next to Malik Neighbors, he's going to get a lot of crumbs. And there's going to be a lot of dump down play. This guy just gets targets. You know what I mean? He's good enough. Last year, he was tied for 10th in the whole NFL, pretty much for targets. So, look, for not having a good quarterback. So, that's what I'm saying.
I think Tyrone Tracy can have a breakout year. I picked him up late in a fantasy league that I was with Darian Hop.
That's what
I picked him up, I think, week 7. And that guy consistently for 5 weeks at least got you over 20 points a week.
With him, that's the reason why he is the running back 1. So it's hard for, you know what I'm saying? So he's already starting out at the number 1 running back for the Giants.
But is it unknown to other people?
That's a good pick.
You'd have to consider him the breakout guy. Because you already know what Neighbors is going to do.
Exactly.
You don't know what anybody else behind Tracy's going to do.
Exactly. And look, Singletary, we know he's not going to do shit because he was the starter last year. It's Cam Scatterbo, who's a rookie, who's a small running back. That's going to be your ultimate super sleeper because you have no idea what's going to happen with that depth chart.
I think we'll see the field more than you think. Because in a blowout situation, because we all know the Giants will get blown out in certain games.
Absolutely.
They're going to put him in, and he's going to get a lot of garbage yards because then you're going to be playing against guys who should be saying paper, plastic, stop and shop, welcome to Walmart, that are playing defense. Whoever they're playing is up by 80 fucking points. He's going to put up at least, in those situations, I would probably say 10 for 85 yards. Maybe a touchdown here and there.
He can also catch the football.
I mean, that's why you drafted him.
These are all PPR numbers, by the way, boys and girls. It's all PR, points per reception. Here's a crazy sleeper, bro. Ready? Will Shipley for the Philadelphia Eagles. Running back 2. He showed a lot of talent as a rookie last year. He's going to be involved in more. There's nobody else there that can compete with him for the second snaps. And again, Barkley has an injury history, and he's only an injury away from this guy to be the RB1 if he goes down.
The other thing you have to realize with Barkley, the league is going to defend him better now. So now you can take his first year in Philly, and that will probably be his best year in his Philly career.
Yes, he will be.
Because it's not to say that he can't possibly duplicate it.
He's an animal.
But it's going to be harder now. Because now everybody's got the tape of him in Philly, the whole offense and how they do things. So now, do they run the same offensive scheme, or do they change it to where Saquon is even more dangerous?
But also the wear and tear.
You had this guy catching out of the backfield. You had this guy lining up at wide receiver.
You major injuries also. Wear and tear. The body doesn't. It's different than Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry only had one bad injury.
Then again, Derrick Henry puts in $1 million into his conditioning.
Exactly. Saquon does a lot too, but again, big difference in the miles and the wear and tear for each guy. All right.
That would probably go off the rails.
Oh my God. Let's talk locks. Locks, ready? Giants, Malik Neighbors, no doubt, right? Malik Neighbors, no doubt. All right. Kyle Pitts, CeeDee Lamb, no doubt, right? He's even last year with injuries, quarterback changes and stuff like that. He's had some great games. Commanders.
That's the thing with people. See, I don't like when people slander on CD because people do it.
CeeDee's a good fucking wide receiver. Right?
And Des Bryant on Twitter will actually come to the defense of CeeDee Lamb. So I remember last year, they're like, somebody had said something, and Des is like, yo, this guy is playing with 4 different fucking quarterbacks, and he still puts up over 1,000-yard season.
Cooper Rush, bro.
But the year before that, he was snubbed out of the MVP, and he had damn near triple crown fucking numbers.
Daniels, I think there's no question. He's definitely a lock. You draft this quarterback, he could be your number 1 quarterback drafted. Most people don't draft a quarterback with the first pick. However, if he's available he should be, after Jalen, he should be the first quarterback taken. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, and I'm going to tell you why I didn't pick Saquon. You want to hear why?
Injuries.
Exactly. And I think Brown's going to have probably the best season this year because they're gonna block that. They're gonna stack that middle more, right? And I think Jay's gonna find himself a lot more open. Jalen just rushed for touchdowns left and right, so that's why you pick Jalen. He's a lock. Jalen for fantasy football is your tailor-made quarterback because he doesn't get a lot of yards rushing. However, if you're in the red zone, the dude's going in at least once a game. You know what I mean?
But I think though, to bring it back to the north for a minute, Lamar is really tailor-made for the fantasy draft because he gets the rushing yards and the TDs.
Lamar's number one too.
And when he's on passing, he gets that too.
Dude, so the three quarterbacks, right, that you are picking first: Lamar, Jalen, and Josh Allen. Because of what they can do with their feet, but they can also throw the football. Those are the fantasy GOATs. Patrick Mahomes has been in the tail end from a fantasy standpoint the last couple of years. He used to be the man, but because these guys can do damage with their feet, especially Lamar is the number one. Lamar's crazy.
That's the thing people also don't realize when it comes to the draft, fantasy draft. It's no longer about a quarterback who stands in the pocket. The Eli's, the Bens, the Tom Brady's, the Peyton Mannings, the Drew Breeses. It's not about that anymore.